Hello, so today we're actually doing the last part of this book, part 15, and it's really fitting that on the last part of the book I'd ordered these cards from Angelic Kiss, the shop at Etsy that Zanita has. Because as soon as I found this book and started reading it and then realised that she had a channel and I went on a channel, I instantly saw these oracle cards, and I absolutely love oracle cards. They've been a massive, as books have been a big part of my spiritual activation journey. I love books. So oracle cards, I really started, actually I was going through a crisis in my life in 2015, 16, and that's when I started to that's when I got my first pack of tarot cards, and then started to move into the world of oracle cards and tarot. And it really helped me to start attuning to my own intuition on a deeper level. It's really the symbols and the artwork that just spark off knowings inside of the body. And I've been on this massive journey with them, and I've got loads of cards, but as soon as I saw these I thought amazing. So it's kind of fitting that they arrived yesterday. Now I'd already filmed yesterday's, which I'm releasing later, so, and it's kind of fitting, like I say, this is the last one, and what I thought would be really, and they're amazing. I could feel the energies. In fact, as soon as I picked them up, and I before I even saw the cards, I thought instantly, I'm going to be getting so many light code activations during this. And the card that flew out was light code activations. So I could really feel the energy in this deck. So they're absolutely beautiful. So I just thought it'd be really beautiful for us to pull a card. Pull a card for this chapter, right? And we can just have a look at it. And you can just intuitively tune into this card. You can stop the video, intuitively tune into this card and see what message it has for you. So let's bring out a message. Well, it came out instantly. Woohoo! And I think this is absolutely perfect. Pearl, angel. Look at that. Isn't that perfect for the book that we are reading and for the last chapter? It's like a confirmation that as you go through reading these books, these teachings, that you are literally remembering, coming into a remembrance that you are a pearl angel. And you can see there really this white light around her third eye chakra there. And look at her hands as well. Look at the light emitting from her hands. Isn't that beautiful? And I have to say, had an experience last night. So when I was working with the cards, I was just spending a little bit of time with the cards. When you get cards, it is important to do that. Just spend time with them, right? You're merging your energy with them. You're connecting to them on a deep level, and that level grows over time. It gets deeper the more that you work and connect, and the more you can start to hear the messages that the cards hold for you. And I love that what Zanita says in this guidebook is there is no description of the cards, because it's actually for you to learn to intuitively connect to these cards and connect to your messages, to connect to your own higher selves guidance, your own guidance, and connect to your guides guidance. But so yeah, last night when I was just spending some time with these cards, it was late at night, and I saw this, well, I actually do it in order. I shuffled the cards, and what fell out was guardian angel. And I was like, I know my guardian angel's with me. And instantly this bright pearlescent light appeared on my ceiling, and then it just started to move across the wall. And at first, because I'm wearing these, right, at first I was like, whoa, is it the light? Because I had my light on. Is it the light bouncing off these? But I soon realised that was not it. Look how we try and find physical reasons. I soon realised that was not it, and it was just zooming around my house. And I was going to film it, and then I didn't film it because I just thought, no, this is just for me to enjoy, and realise that my angels are showing them, my guardian angel is showing its light to me. It was magical. It was absolutely beautiful. So what an amazing card to start with. That's the energy that we're moving into this last chapter with. Okay. Ooh, I'm going to keep that out in front of me. Okay. No, Minnie, stay there. There really is no room on here today. I've got my tea and everything on here. Yeah, she's... Okay, she's coming. She's coming. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Well, maybe this is quite fitting for the last one as well. Okay, just don't want her to get anywhere near me. Well, don't want her to walk on my cards, right? Okay, so... Okay, Minnie, you're joining us for the last chapter. So the iron template. The iron is known today in the Turkish tongue to mean milk. It originally was the term of the plant milkweed. The essence from milkweed is a chain link from man to nature. This plant was named after the Aryan root race because this race was created to assist man in expanding their pearl light and lion strength within by allowing the milk from the mother pearl to feed into them directly, overflowing into the planet. Milkweed today is seen as the source of food for a caterpillar. I didn't know that. Interesting. The monarch butterfly will host this plant, laying their eggs. This is merely an outward expression of the Aryan root race. During this stage of all, man is like a caterpillar transforming within their very own chrysalis chamber. Just as a butterfly inside of this chamber beats and beats its own wings until it bursts from those chains, so has mankind during this stage. This beating inside the chamber has been expressed upon the planet as wars. Many wars started to arise at the start of this template around the Mediterranean, Black and Caspian Sea. It was during the start of this template that the reclamation of the Christos mission became engaged. 144,000 cosmic timekeepers were sent to assist in the reversal grid codes. Some of the most known groups are those like the Native Americans, the Amazons, the Essenes, and the Celtic Tuatha-Dé. I'm just learning how to pronounce that. Biogeometric signatures. The land known today as Israel used to be part of the cities of light that existed after the vibrational decline of the Atlan template. The name of this area was called Ashra. Solar beings would come down from Ashra to teach the mortals. The mortals will call them gods or angels when they simply were just beings coming down from the organic timelines of Earth. They taught knowledge by using geometric signatures. These are signatures held within all of creation. An example is a seashell. You look up on it and you see a geometric signature. However, within its appearance, etheric codes are held. If you are a vibrational match, you can then unlock the doorway of that seashell to receive that information. Isn't that lovely? And it's just kind of showing it, you know, there's so many reasons why it's so important to be in nature. This is why, I realised this quite early on in my journey when I would walk in the woods. That would be when often I would just get these like, I would get information, just ideas, inspiration, things, messages that I wanted to share, things would just click into place when I was walking in nature. If you are, to caveat on this, if you know a certain sequence of codes, you can draw them and create doorways, allowing higher wisdom to enter. You can also create temporal time locks as well as create doorways to travel amongst timelines. When the timeline infiltration happened in Atlan, it caused the final separation of human DNA on all timelines. This was when the godlike beings that came down to teach started to mate with some mortals. They were trying to help advance the DNA firsthand. This is where the hybrid humans come from. The most famous of the fairy human hybrid is the Pendragon. line, King Arthur. He was able to travel into Avalon because Avalon is a city on the organic Earth timeline. It is anchored to the organic crystalline grid. The gates of these cities of light still exist today, only they are hidden by frequency. King Arthur held the keys of the solar pearl codes in his blood from the Pendragon side as well as in his light body. Dragon in the original tongue was dirk, meaning to see, where the word pen meant head. Love it. Those of the Pendragon line simply were head oracles. Then we've got a Vlad III, 1560 by Ambrose Castle. So they've got a picture here. The symbol of the priesthood with the 8-pointed star for Venus, the ruby stone for the sun adorned with pearls. You can see that there. In the 1400s, Vlad the Dragon was one with the sight as well. However, this was one of the many Christos beings hijacked and distorted as a shadow figure. The house of Draculist in the ancient lands of Wallachia originally descended from the Wa-Nama tribe. This is why these lands, along with all those once belonging to the 12 tribes, were part of so many wars. The Vlad protecting the land was part of his mission. However, the legends of vampires from this is merely part of the distortion. How interesting. I did not know that. But I am not surprised by it, because literally everything we've been taught is a lie. Everything is an inversion. And I love discovering these, the truth. Like I might have said through this, during 2020, I used to say all the time to God, just show me the truth at all costs. Show me the truth. To note, this house was not of the Catholic religion, but belonged to a sacred dragon Templar priesthood who protected the law of one teachings. There are certain higher sparks of light that hold these geometric signatures, these codes within their light body. So when they come to incarnate within a human mortal body, it alters the DNA through the process of activating nucleotides. These light codes act as a circuit board which causes certain nucleotide activations within the cellular makeup. These activations recode the lineage of which that spark of light incarnated upon. These light codes filter from the incarnated vessel both forward and backwards in time loops of generational DNA lapse. Those who descended from the godlike beings hold these codes within like an incantation, meaning that those who are of the same bloodline can access those biogeometric signatures because they are held within the DNA. Some of the tribes went into the higher planes of earth for safekeeping and to be the guardians of these key teachings held within the DNA. Those of power started to become afraid that they would lose their power to rule if humanity gained too much wisdom. They wanted to be in control, worshipped and obeyed. Therefore, these sacred bloodlines were hunted because they hold within them the mysteries of all mysteries. These sacred mysteries that they were using to teach the mortals on how to become immortal. If you stay mortal, then you become stuck on the wheel of incarnation instead of simply ascending into a higher state of existence. Those incarnated on the lower hijacked timeline were trying to stop the humans from evolving into ascended beings of light because they needed to feed off the light of the humans. And we kind of spoke of that before, didn't we, about the loosh that they need to continue to hold up these inorganic timelines. By these higher vibrational beings incarnating in form, it is as if taking the knotted up threads within the creational tapestry and reweaving it. This all happens by them incarnating with their fire codes because it helps to fix that which was and that which is to come. However, with that said, it also is the cause with the flip side of the coin, the mirrored effect, meaning that those who are service to self have their own lower vibrational coding. So when they incarnate into certain lineages within the human race, they also alter those threads of the creational tapestry both backwards and forwards. These effects spin out like a spider web, meaning that on both sides of the coin, what is happening not only affects the earth humans but all the man race. It affects all the man blueprints such as the Palladians, the Syrians, the Acturians, etc. There are so many beings from other sectors helping because you are their kindred. You are their ancestors because this earth is of the past and they are of the future, meaning they are coming back to ultimately help themselves. Therefore, you have other aspects of yourself in these other dimensions, those segments of the orange. Okay, the Asrians, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Asrians. The Asrians stem from the Ashura tribe. The famous god Ashur symbolized the Solarian who seeded this tribe. The symbol of the winged sun is that of those who came here from the Pearlia gateway as well. The tree of life related to the god Ashur merely explains how this tribe was seeded. When you look upon the flag of the Asrians, you will notice the symbol like that of Pearl Code 4. This symbol upon their flag was originated to remind the tribe of their mission from the Melchizedek order, the mission of the 144 Universal Sons program. The Mother Ark Gateway, Sananja, was named originally by Lord Zananda, who ceded these lands. This land would be granted to the Ash-Ure Sun tribe. These lands were previously called Senna and known as Senna Deza, meaning land of the eagles. The eagles is a term for the Solarian warriors here on behalf of Archangel Michael to assist with timeline mending. This is the original meaning behind an eagle as the Merikah universal symbol. The main pearl temples were seated in the lands of Ur and Susa. Part of the pearl teachings in the Aryan era was the sacredness of a lily. The ancient lotus seen in these lands is one of the same within the holiness of a lily. This represents your pearl essence. Susun in the Sumerian tongue means pearl. The symbol of this term was the palmet because this represented your pearl essence overlighting your lower self. Over time, these teachings used either the lotus or the lily. The ancient lands of Susa were called this because the Ash-Ura temple of the pearl was called Susun and located on these lands. In the Book of Jubilees, it speaks of Shem inheriting this land. Shem in the original teachings is Sam, meaning sun child. The temple of Eanna, found in Urka, was one of the sun temples. Urk, I should say. It's Uruk. Was one of the sun temples of the Ash-Ura descendants. E as a symbol for a temple and Ein symbolizes the shining sun. So I'm going to just show you some images there. The 8-pointed star in ancient Sumer merely represents Venus, the higher aspect of Earth. For from the 8th energy center, the lower 7 are birthed in chaos. The very realm Earth was born, meaning the material body. The ancient carvings of the Sumerian goddess in Anna with a lion represents in Anna as the higher aspect where the lion represents the mortal mind. The roar of a lion is equivalent to that of the mortal mind. The mental layers one must dominate in order to hear the whispers of the higher self. Ayana stems from the name Ein, meaning brightness, the bright light of the Christos which shines above you. Venus being the morning star because it is after dawn when the light shines. The light that is the Christos of creations, transmuting earth to prepare for her very own ascension into the grand diamond pillar. America, right? America. The Americas were not created until the end of the Atlan template. These lands became anchored directly from the organic crystalline grid of the 5D Earth. This is why no America is shown on ancient maps. America is the original name of these lands because Mere means pearl and Ka means spirit, pearl, spirit. Canada, in its original form, is called Xanadu, right? After Lord Xanadu Kumara. In the ancient tongue, this means of the future. This is a little image. You'll probably have to just pause that to have a little look of that. Ooh. The new land formed, housing the grid codes of the organic timelines and solar codons. Many cultures have been guided to the America lands to assist with DNA upgrades. By these selected souls coming onto these lands which house these solar codons, it then filters into their DNA lineage in all timelines. This will then help with their morphogenetic field. You, the planet, the galaxy, and the universe are all bonded as one structure. What we are doing as the Melchizedek order is working with each level of seeding to bring balance back to the universal body. From the micro, the macro, all separated timelines are now being mended back to their organic blueprint. This again is why the sun in your sector is white. You have all been mended back into the organic timeline since December 21, 2012, with the anchoring to be complete December 21, 2022. As you come closer to this date, those aligned to the organic timeline will feel this shift inside of you. To note this change is happening on the emotional body. It takes longer for the physical vessel to anchor these codes into reality formation. Each person will have his own reality happening until the separation of service to self energy is completely null in the program. The Native American Indians from the southwest of North America stem from the Kootenai tribe. The most famous known today is the Hopi tribe. The legends of the Kashinas that exist today stem from the original members of the Kootenai tribe, which would travel from these timelines to the Solarian one. They are the direct ancestors of these Native Americans who protect and guide them. These tribes are very sacred because they hold a special mission on the America land. They are directly filtering through their energetic bodies these solar codons. Unfortunately, much of America was taken from the Kootenai tribe. This is an image here of the Hopi. While those from the Kootenai tribe oversaw the grids of the North lands in America, the Munazi tribes was to oversee those of the South lands. Those known today as the Kucha people stem from this solar tribe. The most famous of the Kucha are the Incas. The famous Sun Temple in Peru was once active, allowing those from this sun-born tribe to travel to the Pearl Gates. Muna is a heavenly plant that grows in the Andes and was seeded from the organic America lands of the organic earth timelines. Ancient Egypt. It's interesting, right? I was called into, I think I've mentioned this, I called it a pilgrimage. Me and my friend went on a 7-week pilgrimage through Central America and a little bit of Southern America. And we've been to Peru before. Ancient Egypt. Those who taught the Pearl Code teachings in ancient Egypt were called Mere in their title. Such names known today are Meritites. I, who was the consort of King Khufu. One of their daughters was a pearl priestess known as Meritites the second, who was the consort of Akhenaten. One of the pearl priests was Meri Ra, who is known today as Meri. It is said today this name means beloved of the sun god Re. When the original title was Meri Ra, meaning the pearl of Ra, the goddess known as Meri originally was known by the title Mere and taught in the temple the pearl teachings of dancing. This is one of the 9 temples Terpishaw taught initiates during their journey of gaining access to their soul memories. There were 42 temples in ancient Egypt of the pearl teachings. One of the famous pearl teachings was that of the 9 soul aspects, where the Titan muses taught of the 9 ego layers of the mind you have here as soul aspects. So we've got Ket, connected at your belly, the meaning of trusting your gut. Sa, connected to your spiritual body. Ren, connection between the vibration of your name and your life mission. Ba, symbolized originally as the ram, the personality essence of your soul. Ka, symbolized by the bull, meaning the life force of your soul. Ib, connection of heart and mind, how it must balance as one. Shut, connection of the shadow aspect of your soul. Sekhem, connection to the lion, the power within. Ak, connection to your pearl essence. Kaaba. One of the temples was that goddess of Sekhmet. This is merely the representation of learning about Shechem aspect of your soul. The name was from Sekhem in the ancient tongue, which means power. Every god and goddess were merely a representation of an archetype of your soul. The lion-headed goddess was part of your mortal aspect, and the lion head was the power inside of you, the power divinely fed by your pearl essence. Many sacred scepters were used in these temples for activations within the brain and spine. There were 9 sacred objects used by the Meri priests and priestesses, and I'm just going to show you them, and you can stop it and study that. And you can see a picture there of a card of the Ankh and the Jed pillar. The Jed pillar was directly connected to the 4 pontine arteries and the stem of the brain. This helped to send vibrational waves into these arteries, which assisted with upgrading them to hold higher light frequency. The pontine arteries send information into the pons. The pons is the bridge that signals cross before streaming into your spinal column cord. The Jed pillar would be placed facing the mortal at the area of the cerebrum, while the mortal form was standing in water. The waters of the temple house were blessed with pearl codes. Above the water house, giant fire crystals sending pearl codes directly from the sun and into the temple water. There was scepter connected to the vertebral artery, which plays an important part to sending blood into the brain. Strokes occur when the artery is blocked. The tip of the scepter was used to place each point towards the artery, while the Meri performing this ceremony would chant sacred sounds. Each of the scepters performed a sacred act of initiation, opening energy centers as well as upgrading the mortal body for higher vibrations of light. This was all to prepare for the pillar of light to anchor around the body prior to ascension. There's another diagram. Ooh. Many crocodile mummies have been found because sacred ceremonies were held yearly as a banishing of chaos. The crocodile represented the god Apep. Therefore, these animals over time became sacred. In ancient Cropodopolis, a temple of chaos was housed to learn of the shut aspect of self. Initiates would go into the basin water near the temple with the crocodiles to learn that they were one with the chaos, one with the crocodile. Now, I remember having a dream of this last year at some point where when I woke up, I just had this very clear image of the crocodile just looking me directly in the eye in the water. At the time, I thought, oh, that is the spirit animal that is with me at the time. But obviously, deeper as I've gone on my journey, I've realised that was actually a remembrance of these initiations. This was how one was taught to love and respect the shadow side of your soul. Every soul spark has it. The god Nefertum in Egyptian mythology is seen with a water lily on his head as a representation of the pearl. The meaning of Nefertum is one who does not close, because the doorway to your pearl essence is always available to you if you seek the light. Pearl teachings in the temple of Nefertum taught one to rise into the blue water lily through the nostrils of the sun. What this means is to ascend into your Christos pearl through the gateway of the sun. Find your divine breath, go into that stillness, and allow your pearl essence to ignite the pathway of light for you. Fly to us, beautiful doves. Fly into the pearl gates where we await to wipe away your tears. Cry no more. Then we've got an archangel, Seraphim, speaks. Right, just really feel this with your heart. I am of the 144. I am a creator. From me and the others that make up the 144 come all fractals of existence. When we created Earth as a gift, each soul the gift of their reflection of our reflection. A tree. Just like a tree, you have you, the fractal of the trunk. You connect like a web, like a stream going upward into all of existence. Your roots connect, for you are a living library. You need the tree, that reflection of thyself, in order to survive. Each time, each season, when you leaves forms and are birthed, so do you. You expand. Each time you expand your consciousness, your roots grow further outward, connecting the others. A grid for that is what you are, a template. A divine template of the divine masculine and feminine. This is what we all are. We are trees. We provide life for all. For we are all. We are the living libraries of all of existence. When you connect with you, the tree that you are strong like a trunk. You are tall. You are deeply rooted and connected to all of existence. The soil, the ground, the colour. The reason why it is dark is a representation of matter, the density of darkness, the depths of the oceans. The deeper you go, the more you can see the underworld. For you are the world. The world exists within you and without of you. Going into the underworld is diving deep into the oceans of your very existence. Only then can you come out and rise like the phoenix, rise like the swan flying upward on the rays of the light. The rays of the suns, the burning ones, coming home to us, coming back to us. Feel us. Feel the heat as we breathe it into your vessel, for this is what you are. You are us. You are of the 144. You are a creator. It just ended with, how beautiful was that? This image. That is beautiful. What beautiful. Oh, and there's just a little extract from the Book of the Dead. I am the cosmic water lily that rose shining from Nun's black primordial waters, and my mother is Nut, the night sky. O you who made me, I have arrived. I am the great ruler of yesterday. The power of command is in my hand. So I just want to just show a little bit of gratitude and appreciation to the scribe, Zanita, Ra, for doing her inner work, for being on her journey that's allowed her to connect so deeply with her angelic higher self, with her angelic team, to bring through these amazing teachings, which is just spreading so much light. What runs through these teachings, is that we are seeded from the light. We are light seeds, and we are in this really important node on time for us to remember that. And we remember that by going inwards and connecting to the self, connecting to our own higher self aspects, by doing our inner work, by healing those stuck emotions in the body, by becoming the gatekeepers and the masters of our energetic fields, by realizing, by taking radical responsibility of the self. As we take radical responsibility of the self, we heal everything that is not us in our body, and we stop projecting it out into the world. It's not to say that other people won't do that, but we don't need to continue to feed that. And the more we understand that, the more we create our own heaven on earth, the more that the faster we accelerate into our own heaven on earth timelines and bring that into the now. We are moving into divine will. It is a time that we start to remember that we come from the light, that God source is the all-loving energy that gives life to everything. We are all a part of that, and within that we are both the shadow and the light, and we have to integrate those parts back into, so we can come back into wholeness in the body. Everything that is in our life is a mirror of our inner worlds. Things are not happening to us, they are happening for us, and it's up to us to take responsibility for that. And if there's something in our lives that we do not enjoy, that we do not like, then we're being asked to go even deeper into ourselves, to connect even deeper to God's source, to spirit, to connect into the heart, right? The heart, well, the heart is the intelligence, the intellect, it is the heart space. As we connect into the heart, we open up the higher mind, and we're connecting into the cosmic web of all that is, and we can really just be guided by that light. So love is the key to everything. And I love how these teachings bring through, when they talk about love, they say love is not an emotion, it's not something you have to go after. Love simply is being. Love simply is. It simply is the fabric of all of creation. So as we move into that alignment with the self, through self-love, through self-honoring, through following what lights us up, through listening to our heart and having courage when our heart speaks, to then integrate those shadows that come up in the mind. So by following that heart light, by being in our beingness, which is love, we shine that out, and it ripples out of us, and it impacts and influences, like dropping a stone into a pond. It influences the whole of creation, and it brings creation back into balance. So I hope that you've enjoyed this journey with me as much as I've enjoyed it. So real gratitude to Zanita for bringing this through. Amazing, beautiful teachings. I'm sure that if you've listened to this and you're on part 15, you're on the end part, that you've made it all the way to the end, that you've been experiencing signs and synchronicities and an increase of magic within your life. And as many people have commented on my channel and said, these books are to be read over and over again, and I absolutely, yes, absolutely. So go back and re-listen. Hopefully you've got the book, reread the book, over and over again, because the more you read it, the more it's going to activate and really start to click into the body. You're going to remember the truth of these words, and you're going to move into your own alignment as this light and start really shining out that light. This is what the world needs most right now. It needs love. It needs our truth, our light, our wisdom. So I'm linking the next book that I've started reading, Higher Heart, Higher Mind. Obviously I've got the Ascension Symptoms book, but who knows what I'll be reading next. I'll see what I am guided to. Thank you for participating in this journey with me.